Tonight I'm going to be solving Quest 1 of the Song of Ducks and Dragons, which is a new event from everybody.codes this November 2025. For the last 2 Novembers, this site has produced a variety of quests you can complete. Quest number 1 starts out with this little puzzle where you traverse a list of names with some right-left directions. It works how you might imagine. In part 1, you're not allowed to go off the edge, so if a direction would take you that far, you just stop on the last or the first name, depending on which direction you're heading. This proved to be simple enough to just do by hand, so that's what I did. Part 2 is a little more complicated. They'd like you to treat the list of names as a ring, and so the instructions are also, well, there's many more of them, more names and more instructions and longer step counts. So this is something we can use some code to solve. I think this evening I'll be using Go to solve this. So I've taken the liberty of saving the outputs, both the sample output and the actual output. Let's just get started with a brand new Go module. And we're off to the races. We're starting with part 2, and we'll just use a simple test harness as the way to execute things. First task is to read the contents of one of these files. We'll first read part 2 sample.txt t.log string contents. Good. Yeah, we can t.fatal that. What does this look like? There's our content. First line, second line is blank, third line. Now we'll say that the names are content sub-0. Oh, no, we need to split the, we should split the lines first. Yeah, split the thing into lines, and then the names are really line sub-0 split by commas. The directions will split line sub-2 also by commas. We'd like to create a ring structure with enough room to hold each of the names. For name and range names, and I suppose we could actually use split seek here. No, we won't do that. Alright, r.value equals name. R, yes, r equals r.next. If we log r.value to begin with, interesting, not used, we start on Verdex, which is the first name. So that went well. Okay, for direction, in range directions, what do we want to do? If Let's parse the count. Number of steps. Strconv, the direction from the second character onward. And if that doesn't work, we've done something wrong and should stop. Now, if direction sub 0, yes, is equal to L, we will say R. Well, we'll set up a little loop here for range steps. Actually, let's reverse the ordering of these. So we go through each of the steps. If the direction is left, r equals r dot prev, else r equals r dot next. And it might be good to just log the value and log the value. All right. We're ending up on Ilarzus, which is what we should end up with according to these instructions. Okay, so now let's run it with part 1 actual. We get, oh boy, see, this is why I didn't want to do it by hand, of course. Let's delete that log statement. Let's delete that log statement. Podcelor. Yes, that is the correct answer. Wonderful. So, what have we done? We've read the contents of the file, split it into lines, split the names, split the directions, created a ring structure to hold all these names, and then looped over each direction, performing the correct number of steps in the correct direction. And we've ended up on the correct value, which is Podcelor. I'm guessing that the inputs are generated uniquely for each account or for many different accounts, and so your correct answer may vary from that. Let's commit this. Solved 2025, Quest 1, Part 2 in Go.